This week we're back on the Orkney Mainland with its famous historical sites and its much less famous dancing cows. Oh, there's also a special guest appearance by these guys. But we start off at a place that we're not just visiting because of its famously rude name. We have come back onto the Orkney Mainland and we are at an airbase that I can't tell you the name of. It's, well, I know what the name is. It's HMS Tern, but it's also Royal Naval Air Service. But there, that is the name of the place where we are. So that's the word that I can't say because YouTube will pick it up. HMS Tern, opened 1941, closed 1946. Wow, that is pretty cool. No idea what it is. Some sort of machine, but it was made by Ingersoll Rand of London. There are lots of really cool buildings here. You can apparently come as part of a guided tour. So hey ho, onwards and upwards. And the next stop is possibly the finest overnight camping place that we've ever found. We are at Marwick Head. At the moment we are a tourist attraction, or should that be a moo-rist attraction? Hi gang! We're really not that interested. Are you here to talk to us, or are you here to see the greyhound? We're still getting watched quite closely. If these cows turn violent, we are in trouble. That thing up on top of the hill there, we'll be looking at a bit closer later on. That is the Kitchener Memorial. Kitchener was the guy on the, you know, your country needs you posters with the moustache. He was killed just out there when his ship hit a German mine. I was wondering where Bex had gone. She disappeared and I can hear her outside talking. She's out making friends. That is possibly the cutest. Look at that one there. Oh, it wants a kiss. Kiss it on the nose. Go on. Hi guys. You can't get close enough to the new tourist attraction on the island. That is Rebecca. Oh, that is so cute.
I came out and they were all standing there. I took a step forward and they all in unison took one step back. It was like they were doing some dance.
Is it actually called Hannah? Has it got its name? Is Hannah written on it, or did you just make it up? Quite keen to see you. So has Hannah actually got Hannah's name written on? Hi Hannah, number 1925. Oh, it has as well. It's actually called Hannah on its little earring. None of the other ones have actually got a name. This is another wall of beef like we saw when we were up in the Lowlands.
Don't offend them.
Time to go to the Fisherman's Huts, which are along this way. Hope De Niro and Bex are already on their way. The gulls are making quite low speed passes to be photographed. I think they're all a bit posy. They are as well. Hello Mr. Seagull. Yay! Meanwhile Bex is making friends with a horse that's an electric fence and a horse with braids in its hair. That's quite nice. Apart from the electric fence. What is it with this pair and cattle? There's another one. Just walked the length of the field to come down and say hello.
Hello? Yes? What are you saying to it? Is that grass a bit boring?
Bex is now taking a greyhound and a cow for a walk. Oh, I like the way she makes friends. If this cow runs, I have never... Bex is playing with a cow. That is the strangest thing I've ever seen. Brilliant. That's what you call making friends. Cow, lady and greyhound. And then, literally out of nowhere, it's the Fisherman's Huts. They're all sort of built into the hillside on this little inlet thing. That's quite nice. Let's go for a wee look. So these little houses all date back to the 1800s when the fishermen lived up here obviously, and then their boats, they did a winch somewhere apparently. There's a winch up there that came from a tramp steamer that grounded herself on the rocks over there. So they took the winch to get their boats out the water up there and bring them up here to safety. That is really cool. I mean, look, that's quite a nice building as well. Let's go around here and see if we can see the winch. Oh, there it is there. Yes, it wasn't exactly oh no, actually. They refer to a winch that came from the tramp steamer. Hello cows. Do you think they mean that winch there? Or do you think they mean that one down there? There is a surplus of winches here versus expectations. The guys that built these things were actually local farmers, according to a sign that I just read, and the fish that they caught was for their own consumption. They didn't really sell it. So there's 3 huts, and the names of the men that built these and lived in them is known and recorded on that plaque up there. Now they're just a bit full of junk that they pulled out the sea, I guess. Pretty flowers, pink ones and yellow ones, and a nice view of the sea. The sign along there for the sort of viewpoint says whales and dolphins. I'm not holding out much hope, but we do always keep an eye open for them. We've just been chased by Bexy's pet cow. Hello!
It's the same one. It's got the rough bits. Do you like me? Is it Alice?
It wants to play with De Niro or possibly cover us in slavers. One of the two. Hello!
Slavers, is that a well-known word? Oh, look!
It wants all the attention for itself.
It's pushing them out of the way.
Look at the one behind it, look at the look on its face. These are, or sorry, we spend a lot of time in these videos looking at cows. I'm not really sure why that's now become a thing, but hello cows.
Quite funny and quite sociable.
They are quite funny, aren't they? I guess they don't have many interesting things up here to see, so that's why they're so interested in following us. Bex reckons that big brown one is the dominant bovine, or as we call it in Scotland, the bossy cow. So this is where we parked last night, and it is, well, you saw it all on the end of our Hoy video, a little bit of puffin or nothing, and this is a business idea and a half. This is the Anna Bakes shack, shed, cabin thing, and it's been closed yesterday when we arrived, but at some point this morning, early this morning, Anna, or one of our staff, I'm guessing probably Anna, has come out, turned that sign over to say open, and Anna's Bakes is now open. So let's go and have a look. Bex is so excited. I think she might have had a sneaky look already. Got it, let's see what's in Anna's Bakes. This is a genius idea. People have been opening this sort of cabin all day yesterday and there was nothing in it. But today...
guess what's in here, De Niro?
Dog biscuits.
Might be one of my favourites.
Empire biscuits. Oh wow, Anna, we love you. That is so cool.
Would you like carrot cake muffins? Look at that, how cute is that? Dogs, not allowed.
Biscuits.
Empire biscuits or toffee marshmallow squares.
It's time for an Empire biscuit.
You choose the colours.
Oh God, just take the first one.
And that's £3.
And there's a little honesty box.
You just put the £3 in here.
Anna, your business model is absolutely brilliant. I wonder if the biscuits come from Lidl. The car park is gradually starting to fill up and everybody that arrives goes and opens the little Anna Bakes thing. We beat you to it. We've got our Empire biscuits for our cup of coffee later. Well, that was a lovely wee stopover, but we've come a little bit further up the island to a place called the Broch of Birsay. Well, technically that's the Broch of Birsay over there. We are still on the mainland and there's a causeway between the two, and the reason that it's so busy with all these cars just now is it's a tidal causeway, so you can only cross over when the tide is out, unless you want very wet feet. So that'll be time for a fast forward. And done, fast forward. The causeway sort of quite spectacularly ends on this beach, but we have made it and we are on the Broch of Birsay. I said we've made it like it was some sort of great achievement. There's hundreds of people here. So this all dates back to the 600s CE, which is quite old. There's a Viking here, and the bit in the middle is a Christian church. It was a Viking settlement from the year like 1000 onwards, whatever you call that, and yeah, it's still really quite cool, and as you can see, very popular. But we're going to go up around the top and see what interesting stuff we can see from the top of the island, because I bet the views today are stunning. That is a fire hearth that was found in one of the late Viking houses, which are up there and then rebuilt down here apparently, and I know that because I read it on that sign. Bex has always been a bit of an explorer, but since she started going out with me, she's had no choice, and I think she actually really enjoys it, because it was her idea to come here. She said, oh, it's all old, let's go and visit that. So who am I to argue? There's a sign that says, if you're stranded on the island, you're an idiot. Shall we go up and over, or round the side?
Round the side. We've done too many hills this week already.
We've done a lot of hills this week. Let's go round the side and see if we can see any interesting seabirds. Yeah, we're going to become a seabird blog now because, well, why not? We've been everything else.
And we would prefer to do seafood rather than seabirds.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. We are nothing if not eclectic. Bex has found a wee view. Well, that's quite cool, isn't it? It's one of these little geos, as I think they're called. That's Very nice. Perfect cliffs there for some puffin action, but not at this time of the day. And for all you in-depth botany fans, there are little yellow ones, little pointy pink ones, and over here there are some brighter pink ones which are different. So there's those sort of lilac-y pink ones, and then there's proper pink ones over there. There you go, told you, very, very pink, and also quite nice, tiny little flowers. Oh, and there's a bumblebee. That's the first bumblebee I've seen this year. Hello, Mr. Bumblebee. Bex is sitting on this cliff edge, and can you see what I can see, or she can see? Out on that cliff there are two little puffins, three, oh wow, there's four little puffins. So from puffin or nothing on Hoy, we now can't get away from the little chaps, they're everywhere. Look, there's Bex, and there is a puffin about 3 feet away from her. This is so cool. Our finest ornithologist getting up close and personal with a puffin. Is he gone? Is he still there? Hey, how cool is this? This is amazing. These things are magical. These funny little birdies. Look at Bex. Bex, are you happy? We're starting to learn you can tell when there's puffins about because of the big crowds of people standing watching them. Brilliant. And Bex is not wanting to leave our little friend who's just over that cliff looking up at her going, what are you looking at? Lots and lots of people watching puffins. What these people don't realise, if you turn round and walk back about 5 metres, they're going to see them really, really close. And if you turn round and walk about 6 metres, they're going to fall in the sea. Well, we had a lot of fun out there exploring and chilling with the puffins. Now back in Methil HQ, I'm going to try and do something a bit crafty for our Etsy shop. So these will be on our Etsy shop imminently, I hope. Let's see how it looks first, because these are, well, I'll show you how about that. And this is what was in the magic box. These are picture frames for 6x4 prints, and these are from a company or a line called Nicola Spring, and they're sort of driftwood, natural. Let's pick it up so I can show you. There you go. That's it's not a very good look, that is it? It's trying to get enough light. I think they're really nice. Bought them because I thought they were really nice. I think people will quite like them. I hope people will quite like them. And the best thing is, if they don't sell, they go up on the wall in the house because we quite like them. We like puffins so much, our house has got a definite puffin theme going on. There's that one, and there's them two, and of course there's him, and then there's my favourite, my birthday present from Bex, that chap in the corner, who is actually about 3 times life size, I think. Look at the wee face, how cute is that puffin? So that is 2 of these made. These are going to go on the Etsy shop as a sort of wee test. And if they don't sell, they're going on the wall in the house because I think they're really cool. In fact, I think if they do sell, I will buy more frames and I will make a couple of them for us. We do like the puffins. Right, enough advertising, back to the Broch of Birsay. This is the lighthouse, believe it or not. I'm thinking you probably figured that out for yourself, but it's a nice wee lighthouse and it's got quite a nice view. From here, we should be able to see down there the Kitchener Memorial. And beyond that, the Old Man of Hoy, which we couldn't even see when we were actually on Hoy. Bex has got a wee puffin-induced spring in her step. It just goes to show you, spent time on Hoy and at Marwick Head looking for puffins and saw, well, on Hoy none, on Marwick Head we saw 2 in the distance. We've come here and we're tripping over them. It's great. Here's an interesting fact for you. Well, not really interesting, but it is a fact. Do you know what a baby puffin is called? And no, it's not an egg. It's a puffling. So baby puffins are pufflings, which I think is quite sweet. If you'd like some puffin pictures of your own, you can actually download them from our Ko-fi, and they're free. You don't have to pay anything. If you want to leave a wee donation, that would be lovely, but the pictures are free. So it's called the Broch of Birsay because Broch means fortified place in Old Norse, and so does Birsay. So it's fortified place of a fortified place, which is interesting. If you're wondering how I know that, I'm of course reading it on that sign. So we're heading back to Daisy to liberate De Niro, who obviously wasn't with us on that walk. A scatty greyhound and rabbits and birds and stuff and big cliff edges. Probably not a great mix, but he's been in the van. I'll bet he's probably been asleep, unless he's managed to get back into the dog food again. While Bex is focused on a sign that we saw on the way in that said, Cafe. Do you like the impressive off-roading that Daisy's done? We've parked on the verge with all the other people here catching the tide, and De Niro is... oh, he's gone. De Niro is now at the side door waiting for Bex to let him in. De Niro, there he is! Hiya! So this is the wee cafe we're visiting. I'll let you know what it's like when we come back out. It's Bexy's favourite time of the day. It's decision time, when she loves soup and a scone. Well, Rebecca, how would one rate that establishment?
It was very nice, thank you.
I really shouldn't ask you that when you've got the sun in your eyes, should you? We've come across to the other side of Orkney Mainland from where we were. This is a place called Walkmill Bay, and wait until you see the beach. This beach is as beautiful as it is abandoned. This, as Bex just said to De Niro, another beach all to yourself. What a cracking beach. And out there is Scapa Flow. De Niro does like a beach. Go on then, off you go. De Niro, zoom, zoom. Hey! What an amazing beach, and what a tired looking greyhound. We are quite a long way down from Daisy, who is parked up there beside the toilets. It's one of the many things that Orkney has got absolutely spot on as a tourist destination, 24-hour toilets. This is another little Orcadian geo, and Bex has found herself a wee throne in the corner. It's quite good, and it's also sheltered from the wind, because if you get out to where De Niro is, as you can see with his ears working as an anemometer, and it just took me 10 attempts to say anemometer, it's a bit breezy. A very pretty cliff and a nice home for those seabirds up there, but no puffins, so we're not interested in you guys. You're all boring. It's not funny.
That's typical.
There was a cuckooing, so I got the microphone turned round to try and record it cuckooing, and as soon as I did that, it shut up. De Niro is not a fan of battling through the seaweed, and for the looks of things, neither is Bex. But don't worry, Bex, should you fall over, I will immortalise it on YouTube for likes. De Niro! He doesn't really like getting his paws wet, and he's just ran out into the sea like he wasn't going to stop. Yay! Here he comes, full of grace and majesty of the greyhound. He's had that sort of resurgence of energy that you get when you go for a wee swim. Look at him! Oh, De Niro, you are definitely a bit weird. I've got no idea why De Niro ran off into the sea like that. I think it's what's called a, if I can use the word fart, it's called a brain fart, because I don't think he realised what he was doing till he was up to his armpits in cold seawater. Silly doggy. And after the zoomies on the beach, Bex is being artistic with her present that I bought her, and De Niro has collapsed with his chin hanging out the van. He's such a good dog. He will be worried about him running away or that, but not with him, because he doesn't run if he doesn't have to. And he certainly doesn't run if his mummy's not there to do zoomies with. And that was the end of another perfect day on Orkney. Tomorrow we're heading back to Kirkwall for, well, you know what. Good morning.
Morning.
We are back in the town of Kirkwall, and we're here to do the park run. Boo!
Yay.
But it's a very pretty park run, boo, because behind me, that is the PDC. It is a little sea. It used to be like a boating lake and stuff. Now it's just a pretty facility. I'm guessing the Victorians were big into their model boats. Modern people, slightly less so, but it is very nice. The actual sea is just over there. And I'm not going to tell you about that because it's not the prettiest part of Kirkwall, but Kirkwall is a living, working port, so quite a lot of industrial stuff lying about here. There you are, proof. It is very pretty, the sun twinkling on the PDC with St Magnus's Cathedral in the background. And that's about the commentary for now because I am totally out of breath. And just under half an hour and 5 kilometres later, that was the park run done. So let's go to another beach before we head down to the beautiful town of Stromness, our last port of call on this holiday. Boo! So we've done park run and we've come down to Scapa Beach, which is near Kirkwall, and that out there is Scapa Flow. And out there is where the Royal Oak was sunk with the loss of 833 lives by, as I may have mentioned before, Gunther Prien in U-47, the German submarine that got through those barriers that we looked at previously. I don't know which episode it was in, but we showed you the barriers at some point in the past. And after a week of running constantly, De Niro is now completely zoomed out. He's on this beach and he hasn't zoomed once. Boring old dog-a-log. The wind is really getting up now, so wish me luck with the audio. There are lots of Neolithic sites on Orkney. There's Maze How and the Ring of Brodgar and the Standing Stones of Stennis, but guess what? We're not going to take you to any of those because they'll all be full of tourists. We are going to Kirkwall, where I guarantee there'll be no tourists, well, except me. It is quite a big hill though, obviously built for its view, I would think. Not the hill, the tomb. Duh, the hill was here first. And there it is, finally, Kirkwall Hill Chambered Cairn. Let's go for a wee look up and down the big steps, which are not at all greyhound friendly. He's in the van with Bex as well, all the way down there. Well, that was more exciting than it should have been. I don't think I've ever seen a drone go quite so sideways and backwards and downwards and upwards. It was a little bit windy. Basically, it's got an altitude thing that it says it's a bit windy, you better land me. And there it did it as soon as it took off. And if you like a little indication of what a nice place Orkney is and how, I don't know, I like this. This is a torch in a box that nobody has stolen. That's just, that always amazes me. And to give you the torch in case you didn't bring one for when you go up into the tomb. So we're going to go and grovel about in here. I'm still wearing my parkrun shorts. This might get a bit grazing on the old knees. I've now tried to do this with a camera and a torch in one hand and a drone round my neck and my knees on the concrete and stuff. But hopefully we're getting some sort of reasonable pictures for you good people. This is it's like Maze How, which is a very famous big cairn tomb thing. It's a lot smaller obviously, but it still gives you a very good idea. And look at that, I can stand up in the middle of it. Right, let's do some shining the torch and hope you're getting pictures. There's a little burial chambers. This is actually probably most famous, although obviously it would have been for humans, is when it was excavated they found a dog's skull. And then they reconstructed what the dog would have looked like. I'll show you that when we get back outside. There's a picture of the dog-a-log. Pretty cool, eh? Thousands of years old. Quite impressive slabs on the roof. When this was built, the Great Pyramids at Giza were just a distant dream in the future of the pharaohs. This is what the Orcadian man was building thousands and thousands of years ago. It is so cool. And it's lasted so well. I do quite like it. You can probably tell. I'm now going to try and get back out again. It is, to be fair, a bit sore on the knees. But there's been millennia of people walking in and out of here. Most of them probably better organised than me. At least wearing long trousers would be a good idea. I'm now going to get the usual comedy video of me banging my head on the way out, so we'll see how we get on. Wish me luck. Oh no, I think we're not going to bang our head this time. Do you want me to bang my head just for creative effect? No. Just make sure there's nothing above me. Ow, it's really sore on the knees. Right. We've done it and no banged heads. And the torch gets turned off and put back in its box for the next victim, visitor. This cairn was raised about 5,000 years ago, and human and canine remains were placed inside over many years, including about 2500 BC and 2000 BC. And if you're wondering how I know that, obviously it's written on that sign. But that bit that I just showed you is that. And that's a facial reconstruction of the dog that they found. So the people here had great taste because they had dogs. There was no cat skeletons found inside there at all. And that's interesting, isn't it? One or perhaps two of the 8 people whose remains were found here were killed by a blow to the head, possibly from a stone mace. Was that like ritual, or was no idea. Another may have had a hole skillfully scraped or drilled into its skull while still alive. I mean, that's this is thousands and thousands of years ago, and they were doing a bit of trepanation up here. And look at that, there is the hill tomb, and look at that. That is what you call ready for it. It's a tomb with a view. Anywhere else, you know, these tombs would be quite rare, but you probably can't see it, but I can. Over there, I'm trying to get my finger in the right place. There. That is Whiteford Cairn, that's another one. And Unston Tomb is sort of down over there somewhere. So there are lots of these things dotted about this landscape. And everywhere I look, there are amazing little ruins and amazing old buildings like that cottage just down there. I am really thinking of selling my house in the Scottish Hills that I rent out at the moment and buying a ruin and then spending the next 10 years fixing it up. That'd be worth watching, eh? It's now getting really quite windy, but let's head up to the top of this hill and have a look at all these stone cairns that are quite impressive. There has to be a tale to be told about all these stone piles, but I've got no idea what it is. They just look really impressive. And as I may have mentioned before, it's not a bad view either. And it brings back lots of memories, because when I was a much younger man, I worked for a telecoms company that had a big contract up here, and I worked up there. That is Keely Lang Hill. And I worked over there, that is Wideford Hill, and that's the two main sort of telecoms routes into the island, but that's not quite as interesting as that view, I don't think. I do hope we don't bump into any trows. Any what? Oh, that'll be time for our word of the day. There's a trow there. Trows are mischievous creatures that venture from their earthen mound at night to cause chaos and kidnap children, so I guess they're not all bad. Well, unfortunately our wee Orkney adventure is almost at its end, but it's ending on a high because we're going to go and have a wee look round Stromness, which is an amazing place. And also, those of you who've been watching this wee series, in the first charity shop we went to back in Thurso, I said I bought myself something that was the most expensive thing I've ever bought in a charity shop. Well, I'm wearing it.
Give us a wee twirl in your new jacket. Very nice. Is that a new top as well?
Yeah, charity shop.
Very good. Have they got any charity shops here?
Oh, I've no idea. Genuinely, actually, I was going to say something smart there, but I don't know. We'll soon find out. That used to be a wee sort of fishing supplies shop. I used to spend a lot of time in there when I used to do fishing. Must get back into the fishing again. I've not done it for a long time. And it's still a sort of hardware shop with knickknacks and stuff. If you want a vinegar bottle on Orkney, definitely the place to come. That is a really good hotel, the Stromness Hotel. It used to have a really good whisky room. Now, I don't like whisky at all, but the people that I worked with loved it. Absolutely not going to go and look in the window of this estate agents and see what they have got for sale. I've just shown Bex the thing that I found up there you can see it. It is a farmstead on the island of South Ronaldsay for £125,000. That's not a lot of money for an awful lot of property. What do you think?
Looks great. Get the name of the company and we'll look it up online.
I've brought Bex along this way under false pretences. She said yesterday she was going to buy me an ice cream, and I know there used to be an ice cream shop just there. Oh look, it's still there. Past even more puffins, but not quite as exciting as the ones we saw earlier. We haven't found a charity shop yet. We just spent ages in here buying the usual tourist little knickknacks, little cute things that you take home that remind you of your holiday. There's something you don't see every day. That is the skull of a whale, I think, on the side of the Orca guest house. But Bex is off in search of coffee. We're in a sort of charity bookshop thing that Bex found. It's Bex over there, and we're looking for cookbooks, apparently. I've got no idea why. We've used our entire repertoire of cooking in the last week. Anything interesting? One by One, a Sunday Times bestseller.
I think there's probably lots of
what about that? That looks much better. One banana, two bananas. Oh, who's this? Look at they look like they're I can't say what they look like. Count your blessings. Oh, we've got Scrabble in the van. We could buy that book for when there's no internet connection. Otherwise we used to argue about what are actual words and what aren't, don't we, Bex? Oh wow,
I'm going to take up this new hobby of teabag folding.
That's amazing. What is teabag folding?
It can't be teabags.
It can't be teabags, can it?
Teabag folding has evolved from the simple folding of teabag envelopes.
Oh right, it's you make a little bag to put your tea. I don't no idea. Anyway, how can you have cruel embroidery? What's cruel about it? Do you stab somebody in the finger with the embroidery pin? Oh, I found one that I actually genuinely had as a child. 50 all-time children's favourites. Seesaw. Oh, I actually had that. Let's see if we can find a date on it just to see. Of course, if you know anything about records, you know you find the date on the label, so I'm going to go look at the label for this. There was 50 all-time children's classics, and then there was 50 more all-time children's favourites. Wally Whiting. Brilliant. Sorry, got to go back for one more look. Caption that photograph. X is going that way, I'm going this way. These little alleyways in Stromness are amazing. Stromness is a beautiful little town. If you're ever in Orkney, I'd say you've got to come and visit, but you've got no choice because this is where the boat arrives, unless you go the boat to Kirkwall. I'm now gibbering again, but it's just trying to keep talking till I get to the end of this because it makes the editing so much easier. So there's a little slipways down into the water, and there is obviously the water. This is so cool. This obviously remnants of fishing industries and boating industries that are not quite as prevalent as they once were. But there is a massive anchor, which is what actually came down to sea. Lots of windy little streets and little houses. These ones have got a view of those ones, but the back of those ones have got a view of the sea, which must be quite nice, having your own private slipway and your own little private jetty at the back of your house. And there's the Khyber Pass. You thought it was in India, it's not, it's there, or Afghanistan, wherever it was. Look at that, there's another whale skull over there, there's some whale bones and some nautical stuff. It's this is such a cool wee place. If every sort of street name has got a reason for its being called that, why is this one over here called Hellyhole Road? I thought it was Hellhole Road. It's not, it's Hellyhole, but it's still, maybe it's to do with helicopters. I have no idea. I just made that up. You probably guessed. And for our Canadian friends, this house was the agents of the Hudson's Bay Company. The Hudson's Bay Company was quite a big deal in whaling and stuff, and because Orcadians were so good on the sea, a lot of them were recruited to the company, so a lot of them went across to Canada, and some of you are probably related to them in some way, I might guess. For a wee island, it had quite a big impact on the world. All the wee windy roads in Stromness are quite nice, and there's a wee doggy that's not very happy about being left in the van. He's got a big greyhound cousin that's probably feeling the same way right now. And not to be outdone by the Canadians, there's a bit of Australian history for you. Eliza Fraser, who in 1836 survived a shipwreck on the Great Barrier Reef to be captured by Aborigines. That was her house here in Stromness. That's the town's old kirk, which is, again, as per usual, the grandest building in the whole place. Apart from the other church, which is along here and round the corner. We'll show you that one as well. Oh wow, look at this. This is a lane that's worth a wee walk up. This is the Free Kirk Lane, the Free Church of Scotland. And up there, I'm going to make a wild guess that that there is the other church, the Free Church, which separated from the Church of Scotland at some point in the past that I can't remember. But I did know, because I said it on a previous video. That is pretty cool. And if you don't like looking at the church, you can look at the pretty wee house, or we'll go along here and see what is down there. That is more houses. Somebody's bottle collection. Yeah, it's a really nice wee place. Wonder how much that would cost, because that'd make a nice wee house as well. And unfortunately I went up, along and down, and Bex hasn't realised I went up, along and down and is waiting for me back there. So I better go and I don't know what I'm saying there, I'm just gibbering. Quite liking that old sign. Bex is liking the wool in the shop, I'm liking the soda fountain, tea and coffee saloon in Mosaic, obviously from a previous life, because it's now quite a posh looking clothes shop. You did promise. Okay, time for a wee ice cream. Decisions. Orkney oatcakes or Orkney biscuits,
I might take Orkney fudge to...
or Kirkwall Orkney gin fudge. That is like the best of all possible worlds. I've now got my promised ice cream, and so has Bex. Woohoo! The visitor to Stromness should always remember he is not simply in a place, he is, for a short time, part of an old and still unfinished ballad. There you go, that is Stromness. Bex has eaten her ice cream and I've had mine. And unfortunately that can only mean one thing. Boo! That is it for our holiday in Orkney. We hope you enjoyed these last few episodes where we've been bimbling about in our usual inimitable style. And if you have, please remember to like and subscribe and all that gubbins, and we'll see you soon for more Scotland on a shoestring. Bye!
I don't want to go home.
I don't want to go home either. Can we just stay here and just do Orkney on a shoestring like forever?
Yeah.